The 13 states that tax groceries. That's what we're going to talk about here today. And if you're interested in learning how to reduce your income expenditures when it comes to retirement or even before retirement, paying a state sales tax on groceries might be something you want to avoid. So welcome to the Heritage Wealth Planning YouTube channel, my friend, the place where you come to learn about taxes, everything taxes when it comes to retirement. But even if you're not retired, I'm not retired, and I still got to worry about state sales tax too, as do you. So we're going to dive right into this here today. So don't forget to subscribe down below. And if you like what you see, don't forget to hit the bell to be notified because I'm doing videos all the time. So you want to stay up to date, All right, so let's dive right into this. Now, for you naysayers who I had in my last video when I talked about the states that don't tax pensions or Social Security, you said you should have got right to the point. Well, I'll get right to the point here, and hopefully you guys can pipe down a little bit. That's some real negative comments. Look, if it's negative, I'm just delete it. It doesn't do anyone any good. But we have lots of productive comments, I will say, too. So I like productive comments, but if it's negative, F this or idiots, it's just no one needs that stuff. So don't be that. It's just going to get deleted. So let's dive right into it. So that way you guys are so busy, you can move on with the rest of your day. The idea of getting all upset about a YouTube video is odd to me, but whatever. All right. So the states that tax groceries are in orange or in their blue. All right. So in orange and in blue. And if they're in blue, that means they have the same sales tax for groceries as they do for every other good. A calculator. What's a calculator? And the groceries are under the same tax guide. If they're in orange, they still tax groceries, but it's at a lower rate than the general sales tax for the state. So the 13 states, you ready? We got Idaho, Utah, Hawaii, South Dakota, Kansas, Oklahoma, Illinois, Missouri, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, and Virginia. Those are the 13 states that have some sort of taxation on your groceries. Now, this article right here is from the Tax Foundation. They talk about soda, candy, and other groceries. That's why there's some different colors in this chart. I frankly don't care about soda and candy. I'm just really worried about groceries in this case. If you're going to buy a rack of ribs, are you going to have to pay sales tax on that? If you do, I'd rather live in a state that doesn't necessarily. Maybe not, but that would be something to consider. Now, remember, or some of these states don't have a sales tax. I think New Hampshire, Oregon, Montana, Alaska, and I thought Wyoming didn't have a sales tax, but I guess so. All right. But anyway, at the end of the day, we're just talking about the states that do tax groceries. So let's go right down to this. I thought this was a pretty good chart. Actually, I got to go up. And I'll make this a little bit bigger here too. So let's do this. And this is a pretty simple thing. But don't forget, my friends, when you're looking at your overall expenditures, you can't overlook taxes. And we talk about income tax a lot here in Heritage Wealth Planning and most financial planning discussions. Income tax is a big one. But I'm telling you, the biggest tax you can contend with in retirement is property tax because you can't get away from it. If you own a property in New Hampshire or New Jersey, the fact that they don't tax any sales or income tax in New Hampshire doesn't help a lot when you get a $14,000, $15,000 property tax bill. In New Jersey, the fact that your $100,000 of income is essentially tax-free in New Jersey doesn't help a lot when you got a $15,000 property tax bill. It just does not. And then you throw sales tax in New Jersey on top of that. It can be pretty burdensome. Now, I'd much rather live in a high income tax state and a low property tax state because you can manipulate income tax, as I talk about all the time here at Heritage Wealth Planning. Roth IRAs, just tons of different ways to eliminate income tax, or at least minimize it to some extent. Can't do that with property tax. You just can't. And on top of that, you're still bound to the property. So whatever they raise the tax on in your county, if the citizens are majority renters and you're a minority in that you own property, it doesn't take a rocket science to figure out that you got a target on your back. Because remember, the one drawback about democracy is 50 plus 1 is what rules the roost. And so if they get 50 plus 1 to vote to increase property taxes, because the majority are renters anyway, you're paying more property tax, and good luck trying to sell that home when that happens. Illinois is kind of going through this as we speak here, where the property tax got raised, and because of the increase in property taxes, inherently means the prices are going to go down because no one wants to buy a house with a higher property tax with the same level of price. It always got to be in equilibrium. So that's the thing. A sales tax will look not quite as burdensome as property tax because you can do things to avoid it, grow your own food. all this kind of stuff. You can barter. I mean, you name it, you can do a lot more things with sales tax to avoid it. But property tax, sales tax, and the easiest of the tax to manipulate is income tax for sure. So let's go into it. So Alabama, they have a state general sales tax of 4%, and groceries are fully included in the tax base. All right. Now, again, I'm not going to talk about candy and soda because that's not part of this issue here. Arkansas, they have a general sales tax of 6.5%, but only 1.5% in groceries. So groceries is taxed, but it's taxed much, much less than their general sales tax outright. We go down here to Hawaii, a 4% sales tax. Again, this is a state sales tax. Some counties can have a pretty significant tax as well. And we're just talking about the state. All right. So Alabama, I think, is one of the counties where they have I think it was Alabama, where they have the county can tax pretty significantly, or was it Indiana? That's what it was, Indiana too. The county can tax significantly higher than the state. So we're just talking about the state, okay? Where do we leave off here? We left off at Hawaii. So 4% in the state, and all that's subject to taxes for groceries. Remember, this is the grocery treatment. Idaho, 6% state sales tax, pretty high. And groceries, you're paying 6% sales tax. Illinois, 6.25% is the sales tax, the general sales tax, but you're only paying 1% in groceries. Kansas, 6.5%, but it's the whole of it is included in the sales tax. So 6.5% on groceries as well as the state sales tax. So that's pretty high, man. In fact, I think that's the highest so far. Yeah, Idaho and Kansas. Interesting, huh? So let's go down. We got Mississippi. Whoa, 7% sales tax, and all of it's included in the groceries. So your groceries are all taxed at 7%. So if you're in Mississippi and you live close to Louisiana, where is Louisiana on here? Right here. I'd be going over to Louisiana because you're exempt in Louisiana. I guarantee that happens all the time. 7% sales tax on groceries. And Mississippi is not a wealthy state, so they're hammering poor people there for sure. Missouri, basically 4.25%, but only 1.25% roughly is taxed in groceries. And then we got Oklahoma, 4.5%, and the entirety is taxed for groceries. Then we got South Dakota, 4.5%, and again, the entirety is taxed at groceries. Tennessee, high sales tax for sure, 7%. They do give you a bit of a discount on groceries, but still 5%, which is pretty high. Utah, roughly 6% state sales tax, of which 3%, half is taxed for groceries. Virginia, 5.3%, and 2.5% is taxed for groceries. And then that is it. So that's the 13 states that tax groceries. And let me just read those to you again in case people didn't get it and didn't take the good notes. If you're going to retire to one of these states, you got to understand you're going to pay state sales tax on groceries. Idaho, Utah, South Dakota, Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Illinois, Arkansas, Tennessee, and Virginia, and Hawaii. Those 13 states have some sort of sales tax on groceries. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Maybe start taking gardening classes. You raise your own food out there. You don't have to pay state sales tax. Something to think about. All right. As always, friends, if you like what you see here, don't forget to subscribe. Comments are welcome. Comments, you don't have to be positive, but just no negative stuff. My goodness, don't be belaboring. I had some guys say, you're a nut. Well, I did say to me, you're an idiot. Look, I just delete that, but don't say it to other people. You don't know these people. I mean, I can take it. I just delete it, but don't be stupid. Productive comments are always welcome, but just it's weird. And a thumbs up, always helpful as well. So don't forget to spread the news about the Heritage Wealth Planning YouTube channel. And as always, go to the blog at heritagewealthplanning.com. We'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.